ABS, Heartbeat of the East. Governor Soludo receives more commendation for massive road projects across the state. Commissioner for Culture and Tourism Onyeji appeals to Ndi Anambra to vote APGA candidates for peace progress of the state. National Population Commission discloses doubt on possibility of holding census in March, as Turkey is to hold presidential and parliamentary elections on March 14. Hello, beautiful morning to you and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Obokwasile. Good morning and welcome to the news. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. About 7.7 kilometers of roads in Ugwabwa and Awado Obosi in a Demle North Council area are presently undergoing construction work at various levels. Construction work on the roads, which cut across 4 streets in the area, commenced in November last year. Our work correspondent, Ngozi Obileri, monitored the pace and quality of work on the roads and now reports.
The roads are back of Army Barracks, Onitsha, named Road 1, Ukebu Junction, Amesi Mbuko Obosi Road, named Road 2, Amanato Street, named Road 3, and St. Peter's Road. At Amanato Street, drainage construction has been 50% completed, as men of Nel bin Hamal Hydro Export Nigeria Limited, NBHH. Drainage construction was ongoing at the back of NEPA substation Awada with the same measurements as Amanato Street. Meanwhile, drainage construction has reached 80% completion on Road 1, which is about 1.4 kilometers, while compaction of the road was ongoing on some portions of the road. Work will also start on Road 4 and St. Peter Street. Speaking to the ABS, the project engineer Mr. Pascal also said they are working speedily to cover a reasonable portion before the rains come fully, and explained that the drains were done according to the volume of water that gathers at a particular site, like the Road 1, where the drains are measured 60 by 60 at some points, but were increased to 90 by 90 at some parts.
The stage now, you can see pump, that's 1 plus 500. It's already taking place of stone base. The drainage are both sides. You can see drainage are both sides. As I told you about the drainage, because there's no water coming from this area, I have 50 by 60 here. Going down, we have 90 by 90. Continue. So from this area to that point, it's ready for stone base. The deadline was supposed to finish it by August of this year. We knew that the rain will come. That was why we were always on our toes to make sure that all the whole drains are being completed, so that when the rain comes, it will see where it's going to channel to yes.
In their various reactions, some residents of the area, Mrs. Chioma Muebonam, Ifeanyi Nweke, Ikechukwu Ugoji, and Apostle Ekenobi, applauded Governor Chukwuma Soludo for coming to their aid, as they said that they have suffered untold hardship due to the bad condition of the road before now, pledging to give total support to Governor Soludo.
Even if you chop ma before, corner di oruorum, mana kita agodo obi bụ nsang na odre go anyam.
Happen me and remember. And the member me expect now you do now. So I really thank God. Soludo is trying. Yeah, Governor Soludo na all the road I free on I see to buy you more. But why you more so they were all water gas. Makana kai from na judo Pambuka Oboko. You remember the thickness of the road and everything is normal. The trouble is in the end, everyone about
North Council. I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Road projects in the Omambala axis of the state have also reached advanced stages. This was evident when the ABS crew monitored the pace of work at the 11.1 kilometer Mata-Nam Nzam Road in Anambra, where work was ongoing as engineers and is busy with the day's activities. Correspondent Amaka Chizokoye monitors ongoing projects and now reports.
It was also observed that earthwork has been completed from the Miata axis of the road with the laying of sand to the specified measurement because of the terrain. Rain culverts have been constructed to allow the free flow of water during the rainy season. Speaking to ABS, the site supervisor of Canobin Construction Company handling the road, Mr. Fadei Hazim, said the road is remaining about 3 kilometers to reach Nzam, and they are about to lay the stone base from the bridge down the road. Mr. Hazim further disclosed that they are speeding up the work to deliver before the rain sets in. While meeting specifications, he disclosed that the state government is meeting up with each side of the contract, while members of the community have given them the access support to ensure that the project is completed within time. Also at Isiudala Ifite Ogware, Ayamelum Council area, where the state government awarded a 1.8-kilometer road, ABS found out that the first earthwork laying has been completed while construction of drainages and culverts is ongoing. Also, the engineer on site at Isu Udala Ifitogwari Road from New Idea Construction Company, Mr. Chijoke Unigwe, they have accomplished 50% of the work and will deliver before ending of April to meet up with government timing. Commenting, the decision committee chairman of the Anambra West Council, Mr. Felix Ikechi, said he is elated with the governor's gesture towards the Anambra West as the roads have been neglected by previous administrations. He called on the people of the area to support and vote during state assembly election to reciprocate the gesture of the governor, who out of his magnanimity awarded that road to ensure they have an access road to their various communities. For Mr. Chinedu Okechukwu, Mrs. Chukwuloze and Chinelo Okoye said their joy knew no bounds
to his administration. Anambra civil servants have been asked to support the administration of Professor
Reverend Bezim was represented by the diocesan administrator, Venerable Dr. and say that indeed God has been faithful to Awka Diocese, his creation, as the diocese has witnessed all-round progress. He applauded all the clergy God has used for the massive evangelism work in the diocese and prayed that God would sustain them. Most Reverend Ibezim commended the pioneer bishop, Most Reverend Maxwell Anikwenwa, and other clergymen who fought the fight of good faith. The Archbishop reminded members of the diocese of the importance of loving one another, saying that it is only way the diocese can continue to greater heights.
We thank God for 36 years of existence. I want to look at what God has done for us in this diocese, starting from that 9th day of March that the diocese was inaugurated. And since then, the diocese has been moving from strength to strength.
Speaking shortly after the service, the president of Mothers Union, province of the Niger, Mrs. Martha Ibezim, thanked God for his grace that has been sufficient to the church and the strength he gave the archbishop to pilot the affairs of the diocese.
We want to say thank you to Jesus, who has made this day a reality, and for sparing our lives to witness this day. May his name be glorified in Jesus' name.
The service was attended by the clergymen of the diocese and their wives, as well as the president of Laity, Sir Emma Ezenwaji. I am Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The National Population Commission, NPC, has disclosed that the conduct of the 2023 Population and Housing Census will likely not hold in March as earlier planned. Chairman of the Commission, Nasir Issa Fwara, made this known at a meeting with the resident representatives of the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, Mrs. Ola Muller in Abuja. The NPC chairman said the likelihood of the national census not holding was due to the postponement of the governorship and state assembly elections by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Recall that census ought to be held March 29, 2023. Still, Isakwara further revealed that no official date had been communicated, adding that he would need to consult with President Muhammadu Buhari for a suitable date. In the same vein, the resident representative of UNFPA, Ms. Muller, pledged the support of the organization in ensuring the success of the exercise. In support of the post-enumeration survey, the UNFPA presented 16 high-capacity computers. The recent cash crunch in Nigeria may well be a blessing in disguise, as the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Musa Dan Madami, affirmed there has been a drastic decline in cases of kidnap for ransom across the country in recent times. While clarifying issues at the bi-weekly briefing on the operations of the military troops in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, the Director of Defense Media Operations said the reduction is owing to the renewed onslaught against the terrorists by the nation's troops and current cash crunch in the country, as criminals, for fear of being tracked down by security forces at the point of making cash withdrawals, prefer being paid in cash rather than bank transfers. Our Abuja Bureau correspondent Ekwi Ajide was at the briefing and now reports.
Major General Dan Madami had earlier said troops in conjunction with other security forces operating in the Niger Delta region of the country destroyed 74 illegal refining sites and arrested 71 oil thieves in the last 2 weeks. He explained that the gallant troops also saved the nation the loss of 173,985,650 naira worth of crude oil in the region within the period under review. According to him, troops also recovered 209,000 liters of crude oil, 145,000 liters of automotive gas oil, 4,500 liters of premium motor spirit, 27 varieties of weapons, 468 assorted ammunition, 2 speedboats, 2 outboard engines, 3 vehicles and 4 motorcycles. Discovered and destroyed 341 storage tanks, 31 wooden boats, 260 ovens and 15 dugout pits, among others. General Dan Madame noted that during operations, 1,332 terrorists and their family members, comprising 222 males, 411 females, and 699 children, surrendered to troops at different locations within the theater of operation, adding that troops rescued 56 kidnapped people from their abductors and destroyed several terrorist enclaves across the country.
Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has officially announced that Turkey would hold presidential and parliamentary elections on March 14. The elections could be the country's most significant vote in decades, with Erdogan's two-decade rule of Turkey at risk. The president, whose popularity has waned as Turkey's economic crisis continues, has been accused of authoritarianism by his opponents. His government's response to February's devastating earthquakes in the southeast of Turkey, which killed more than 46,000 people and left hundreds of thousands living in tents and temporary accommodation, has also been criticized, although Erdogan has defended the government's actions. Mr. Erdogan, who has been Turkey's leader since 2003 and has occupied the presidency since 2014, still retains significant support and could yet emerge on top alongside his AK party. Former Formula One world champion Jesse Button will race in 3 NASCAR Cup Series meetings this year. The 43-year-old Briton, who won the 2009 title, will make his debut in the Stock Car Series in Texas on 26 March. Button will also take part in the inaugural Chicago Street Race on July 2 and compete at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course on 13th August. Button's first NASCAR race will take place at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin at the end of this month, where he will drive a Model 1 tank for Rick Ware Racing. Since retiring from F1 in 2017, Button has enjoyed success in other motorsport arenas, winning the 2018 Super GT Championship and also competing in endurance races, including the Le Mans 24 Hours. Button will also take part in the Le Mans 24-hour 100th anniversary this year, racing a next-gen NASCAR modified Chevrolet Camaro in a collaboration with Le Mans organizers. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television, or subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. You can follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Before we go, here are the main points again. We told you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has received more commendations for massive road projects across the state, as Commissioner for Culture and Tourism Onyenji has appealed to Ndi Anambra to vote APGA candidates for peace progress of the state. National Population Commission has disclosed doubt on possibility of holding census in March, as Turkey has announced presidential and parliamentary elections on March 14. We remind you that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him maximum support for the task ahead. I am David Okwasile. Thank you for joining us on the news this morning.